I've got to say, just over 12 months ago, I'm embarrassed to admit I'd never heard of Ellen Strange or the events that took place around here and her tragic death. But when I was informed about it, a group of us decided to initially just come up here. We wanted to find the memorial and take photographs. A colleague of mine was going to do a piece on it. But when we came up here, I've got to say, it is a bleak place. It's a bleak area, and it's quite a sombre area. But I also got the feeling when we came up here, it was quite uplifting. And I say uplifting because when you look at the story of what took place, and Ellen's terrible murder, the community she lived in and her friends weren't prepared to let her death go unrecognised. She didn't get justice, as many women still don't get justice, but her community decided they were going to leave a lasting memorial to her. And you can see behind me the cairn that's there, that people have left stones over the last 200 years. A small group of us have come to this cairn, and we made a decision when we left from here. We wanted something lasting in Ellen's name that would assist people, assist the many women, millions around the world, who were affected by this. We wanted the book to be reprinted with the true story of her death, not the folk tales that had spread out over many years. What we plan to do and aim to do longer term is to get together a website that women can access for the many resources and organisations that can help women through this. And it'd be great that if Ellen's death would have some meaning to it now, some 200 years later, that people would think, and if she's up there looking down, they'll think something came from that. And if I can help one woman like I wasn't helped, that'd be a worthwhile thing.
When I first heard about Ellen Strange, I was quite surprised that I'd not heard about it before, because I've been involved with domestic abuse services for about 16 years. So I really did want to get involved in coming up here and seeing the monument, the memorial for Ellen. But I also see it as a memorial for everybody who's been affected by domestic violence. Within the United Kingdom, 2 women a week get killed from a violent partner or ex-partner, and worldwide that is double and trebling them numbers over and over again. Many years ago, in the era of Ellen Strange, there used to be something called the rule of the thumb, and that was a common law, and that meant that if you could actually beat your wife with anything as long as it wasn't wider than your thumb. And since Ellen Strange has been tragically murdered on these moors by her husband, the laws have really changed, and now it is a criminal offence to assault your wife. In that era of Ellen, it was all kept behind closed doors. Families kept domestic abuse hidden. But now, in 2015, things have changed. We've got a lot of laws to protect women and men and children from domestic abuse. We've got Clare's Law that gives everybody, whether you're male or female, the opportunity to go and speak to the police to find out if your partner has got a criminal record with domestic violence. I want to carry on and be involved in this as long as I can, because we need to get out there and let people know that there is help and support. It's wonderful that Ellen's family never let her death go in vain and fought, even though her husband didn't get prosecuted for what he did to her. In this day and age, it still happens where women are not taken seriously. They don't have enough evidence to take things forward. And I want to continue with Ellen as a landmark, really, to get a voice out to all them people, them men and women who are affected by domestic abuse.
I think it's important that I thank a number of organisations that helped us to get the booklet reprinted, which was Unite the Union of the North West, and a number of branches and individuals that donated, however small amounts, that raised that money. Some of the monies as well, we've arranged and are planning on the 29th of November to have a march from Emmanuel Church down in Holcombe up to the memorial, where there'll be several speakers. We want to make a day of that, a celebration of Ellen Strange's life in effect, but also a memorial to the millions of women who have been affected by domestic violence. So I'd ask anybody, if they can, to get down on the Sunday, the 29th of November, 11 o'clock, we're meeting at 11. It's a 45-minute walk up onto the moors to the memorial, and then after there'll be refreshments down in the church hall.
I'd like to encourage everybody who sees this video and sees this promotion for this event on the 29th of November to come up here and march with us to this spot and come and place a stone on here in memory of Ellen and in memory of all the other victims who've been murdered by their partners or their ex-partners. You can also download the book, A Moorland's Murder, Mystery Explained, Ellen Strange, from the Unite website. Thank you.